Well, you know what they say, you just can't keep a good movie down. And although obviously there have been lots of occasions where great sounding films have been destroyed in pre-production, Warner Brothers, under the stewardship of one David Zaslav, took this an extra step further by killing movies that were already finished, including Scoob! Holiday Haunt, Batgirl, and most controversially, a little old picture called Coyote vs. Acme, based on the Looney Tunes universe, which we all know and love. But our collective love for the Merry Melodies managed to break through, and a belated sale to Ketchup Entertainment a year later, we now finally know when it's coming to cinemas. Hey everyone, what's up? I'm Ewan, you're watching What Culture, and it's time to talk about Coyote vs. Acme again, but for actually positive reasons? Insert various Daffy Duck woohooing noises here. But first, a quick catch-up if you, like the Tasmanian Devil, happen to be buried under the cold, cold ground when all this booted off in 2023, Coyote vs. Acme was a live-action animated hybrid movie under development at Warner Brothers for a good few years that was originally slated to release on HBO Max. Until we got around to 2023, and well, David Zaslav happened. The movie itself was directed by Dave Green and starred Will Forte and John Cena, and Eric Bauza doing his great voice work as all the various tunes in the movie. As for the premise, well, it revolves around Wile E. Coyote finally taking Acme to court for all their shoddy products that have failed him on his quest to finally catch the Roadrunner, which is just brilliant for me as both a Wile E. Coyote person and also as someone who really enjoyed Looney Tunes Back in Action and all the Acme charm and stuff in there. If you're a Steve Martin and Looney Tunes Back in Action kind of guy, let me know in the comments below because you are my people. As for this movie though, well, even though we hadn't seen any actual proper footage of it by the time that it got cancelled, it had loads of positive test audience scores, and buzz surrounding the project overall was really great. Before the great Zaslavening of 2023 came along and broke all our hearts. It was gone, binned, kaboshed, kablooey, kablamo, an earth-shattering kaboom if you will, just gone. No surprise really that there was a huge backlash from Looney Tunes fans regarding its cancellation, but even more importantly, Coyote vs. Acme kind of became this big rallying cry for industry people and artists and peers to basically level their frustrations with the general kind of treatment that the big Hollywood studios had given to what is meant to be an artistic medium, and for animation in particular, which has kind of declined in terms of sheer breadth over the last 20 years. You think of how things used to be, and now it's basically Disney, Pixar, and Sony doing their various animated things. Exacerbating all this even further is that after the movie's cancellation, people who had worked on Coyote vs. Acme released a behind-the-scenes sizzle reel that showed off various clips, props, and behind-the-scenes awesomeness, which again, kind of reiterated to everyone and what the test audience scores had also hinted at, that the movie looked really strong, which is great given that us Looney Tunes fans have kind of been out there in the desert, completely parched of good Looney Tunes stuff for a really long time now. That didn't matter to Warner Brothers because they took that sizzle reel down straight away, and after there was some hope that Amazon could potentially step in to release the movie, that petered out too, and for the longest time, it looked like Coyote vs. Acme would never ever see the light of day, just like Batgirl. But then, our prayers were answered, and Ketchup Entertainment stepped in and managed to acquire Coyote vs. Acme for a theatrical release, which is just, it was great. That was a great day. For those who don't know, Ketchup also distributed The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie, which was an animated movie starring Daffy Duck and Porky Pig, although upsettingly that only got released in the United States and not in the UK, so I've just been kind of, it's fine. It's not like I'm a huge Daffy Duck guy or anything. Can't even stream it. Ketchup, please. But anyway, after the slight disappointment of not being able to watch The Day the Earth Blew Up in the United Kingdom, the good news is that we finally got an update on Coyote vs. Acme and its release date, which I won't keep you in suspense for any longer, is coming in August 2026, and according to IGN, it'll be a worldwide release, which is the best news because I was really worried that we were going to have another Day the Earth Blew Up situation on our hands. To be specific, the team behind Coyote vs. Acme appeared at San Diego Comic-Con over the weekend and confirmed that the movie would be releasing on August 26, 2026. The Hollywood Reporter also included a really fun description of one of the scenes that was shown off, including a montage of Wile E. Coyote's various Acme schemes failing, all while Johnny Cash's cover of Hurt plays overhead, which is just a really funny bit of imagery. As for some of the juicier quotes, Will Forte said that, quote, "Wiley is a character that never gives up, but the real hero of the movie is all of you guys sitting in those seats. Like Wile E. Coyote, you guys were an underdog who fought against a major corporation, and because you never gave up, this movie is now going to come out in wide global release." Oh, it's just, I've waited years for this moment. It feels good. It feels great. But I know what you're thinking. Why is the movie gonna take a whole other extra year to come out when it's already finished? And well, there are a few practical reasons for this. For one, we know from a report by Deadline back in May that Ketchup Entertainment have teamed up with Keynology to handle international sales on the movie, which makes sense given that Ketchup is a smaller business than other distributors we've gotten used to over the years, and so that in itself is going to take a bit of a time to organize and get sorted. The second reason is that even though the movie had like the best viral grassroots marketing ever with Warner Brothers' cancellation of it, those big old traditional wheels of marketing need to start spinning up too, and that in itself also takes a really long time, so when you factor in those two things together, it makes sense that it's going to be another year away. So another year it is, but be patient and trust the process, and please, for the love of God, go watch this thing in cinemas, because we kind of kicked up a whole stink about this to then not go and support it, because Zaslav needs to learn. Warner Brothers needs to learn that you don't have something as culturally important as the Looney Tunes and just put them out to pasture, because that ain't right. We need to show him that Looney Tunes are a big deal. We need to Looney Tunes fans rise up. That's what I'm calling for right now. A big Looney Tunes insurrection. Just an ocean of people in Tasmanian Devil and Bugs Bunny shirts going, "Tunes, tunes, tunes, tunes," and we'll be there with our comically sized anvils and Acme rockets, and we'll be there outside Warner Brothers going, "Give us the tunes! Give us the tunes!" And Zaslav will come out onto his balcony, look at us and go, "I can't believe they're revolting against me." But maybe, maybe something will come of that, and we'll get a Looney Tunes renaissance with loads of live action movies, and maybe we'll get Steve Martin back as the Acme chairman. Might be the only person hoping for that, but I love that movie. And Steve Martin's performance, Looney Tunes back in action, it's a masterpiece, okay? But yeah, in short, make sure you go watch this thing in cinemas, because if you don't, I will be sending the entire Rogues Gallery from Duck Tracy after you, especially Neon Noodle. And you don't want to get on that guy's bad side. Or the Acme chairman's, because he'll do the whole creepy walk thing and then set the pendulum of doom on you, even though it's overkill. Maybe I'll get Gossamer in there too, and the evil scientist, and Witch Hazel, and maybe maybe Peter Lorre as well. We'll just get the whole gang in there to march you to the cinema to watch Coyote vs. Acme. Do it, because if you don't, I'll know. I won't know, but just think about it. You'll be making me very sad, and we don't want to do that. But yeah, that's my whole big ramble about Coyote vs. Acme all wrapped up now. Let me know in the comments below if you're really excited about going to see the film, when you expect a trailer to drop maybe, and also how silly Warner Brothers are for, cancelling it in the first place. Either way, I've been Ewan, this is What Culture, and I'll catch you next time. Bye!